Okay, in this video we're going to look at creating your first Doctave project using Doctave Studio. So let's jump into it. I have Doctave Studio open here in front of me, and I'm going to hit create a new project. And I need to select a folder for my project. I have this folder called Acme Docs, so let's go with that. And here we go. Doctave Studio created a starter template project for us. Let's take a look at this in Visual Studio Code so we can just see what it actually looks like. And as you can see, Doctave Studio created a number of files for us. Let's take a look at this readme.md file over here. So this is actually the file that is creating the page you can see here. And just to prove that that is actually the case, I will make a change and hit save. And Doctave Studio springs to life and shows us the latest change we just made. Now, this template comes with a number of useful pages. There's one about publishing your documentation and how to do that in Doctave when you're ready. There's another about tabs and subtabs and how they can be used to structure the main structure of your project. And there's also a page about the components that are built into Doctave itself, one of them being multi-language code examples, and which, as the name would suggest, lets you add multiple languages to your code samples. And finally, there's also an example API reference, which is generated from an OpenAPI spec. We can take a look at what it looks like over here. And you probably want to bring your own OpenAPI spec, and all you have to do in order to do that is to replace the contents of this openapi.yaml file to your own API spec. And Doctave Studio will render your spec instead. It's very, very easy. Now, finally, I want to go quickly through this doctave.yaml file, which is the main configuration file for a Doctave project. At the top here, we can see that you can, of course, customize the theme. You can set your accent color, the grayscale to match your brand. You can bring your logo, of course, as well. This is also where you mention your OpenAPI specs and tell Doctave where to find them. Tabs and subtabs, which were mentioned earlier, get configured here. And finally, you can also configure the header and the footer and also the call to action, which are shown at the top and the bottom of your documentation site, respectively, in the doctave.yaml. So that's it for this video. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy documenting!